Oh, yeah. Welcome to the consciousness of the way. My beautiful, delectable, divine co host, Jade.
That's one way to start it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. And I'm your humble servant and Sifu, Taoist Master San Quinn. And today we are channeling the energies of Prince and Vanity, and how exciting it is, the amplitude of animation, feeling, vibration, the electricity that came from that decade, the 80s, baby. And so, of course, it was fitting for me to start this podcast with the incredible voice and imprinted energy of Vanity in that particular music video. And oh my goodness, it's just rippling. And she's such a beautiful energy, and so is Prince, both talented and profound in their own ways. Rest in peace, my dear friends. What a great day. What an amazing beginning. And I'm just excited to be here.
Yeah, me too.
And we are definitely talking about that would be an interesting understanding of what today's topic is, which is, present. Your present moment, your ability to manifest, to create your reality any way you want it. And understanding that the formula, the recipe, as my host would say, Jade, the ingredients is, energy, frequency, vibration. And I reference that particular decade because as we always talk about energy, frequency, vibration, you will feel the amplitude of the electromagnetic field of the earth when it's at its high and low, right? So clearly identifiable are the decades and what sort of relevance, what kind of profound effect that they've had historically in the world. And from the perspective of America, some of the most golden age moments of American history would have to be the rippling effects of the 70s and 80s leading into this sobering, mundane reality of the 90s. And then, here we are in 2023. There was an electrifying moment in the 70s and 80s that has yet to be replicated in history. The excitement of anyone and everyone who was attached to, resided in America, to just the age of transformation, the idea that anything is possible from the perspective of, just being American, it was electrifying because we had so much advancement and perspective of enriched, bountiful abundance that came from the American ideal. And that was a high amplitude of energy. And if you
I was going to say, I think it's really reflected in like pop culture too, movies, music, just the whole scene of the 80s when you reference that, people instantly kind of have this energy attached to it,
Yeah, it's sort of like excess. Mm-hmm. Americans realizing how profound this country really is, and then what took place that sort of brought it to a precipice of breaking. And it's a rippling effect. It's the electromagnetic pull of the earth, mm-hmm. and how the universe uses that magnetic intricate sort of web that is the field that we're talking about today. So, the Matrix, however you want to reference it, whether you're escaping it or you're entering it, it's an understanding of really how you perceive what you're looking at. Now, in most cases, the reference to the Matrix is, being some type of bot, just replicating sort of by design this sort of mechanical life that is almost to the point of not even three-dimensional but two-dimensional, and that you're operating on this hypnosis psychosis. And people reference escape the Matrix, become individual, stop listening to the propaganda and noise of your reality. That comes to what Jade and I always talk about, and understanding the big question that we get every single day. I want to manifest, I want to create. And we've gone over this, guys, and we're going to go over it over and over again. The singularity as opposed to the duality. And then, this thing that's very popular for a lot of these manifesting grand wizards, or a lot of the people that you find on YouTube that are handing you or offering you the keys to the city, your reality. And they use this thing called, which I find quite interesting, observing it from the perspective of my experience, Jade and I's experience in this field for over 30 years, is understanding the basically a defeatist mentality that takes place when you use identity.
Yeah.
Or lack of. Right? So, we're talking about what's the secret sauce? How do we get there? How do we get to this space where you affect change? And there's concepts that have been rumbling around, and we've sort of like in the last 20 or 30 years come to this realization, not that this is from a Taoist standpoint. From a Taoist standpoint, nothing has changed in thousands of years. It's just the language of science that has validated what we already know. So let's talk about this matrix, the field. Ooh. It's really something, right? It's just as I was tapped on the shoulder by Vanity and/or Prince. I mean, he came into the space, but I didn't really have any conversation with him. But Vanity, absolutely. And yes, I am a big fan. And yes, she has an incredible energy. And yes, she is earthbound and has not crossed over. So this is a very interesting aspect to look at. And a lot of this stuff in how you have these, separations or crossing over into the oneness. It's sort of like it's like a shifting of gears. Life cut too short. Mortality itself arises. An excess, a deficient experience within this incarnation, reincarnation, where you are right now, right here. It takes a life. As Jade Emperor would always say, remind the man mortality is real.
But I think that's really good. And even you just getting to that point that, like, she's in that place of no person. If you look at all of us as spirits and energies, frequencies, vibrations, it's like even though her physical body isn't here, she doesn't have, her hair, her face, her looks, her clothes, her spirit is still here. It still talks to you. It still connects with you. That energy frequency is connecting. And I think people can kind of understand that and then go, okay, now how do I step outside of maybe, I'm the CEO of the company. I'm the, race car driver. I'm my identity, and realize your energy, your frequency, your vibration to expand that.
Right. And this is a really good point. Using the Newtonian physics, then the realization of quantum physics, which changes the whole thing. It's like, in a nutshell, Newtonian physics is the atom, and everything is moving around the atom, just a magnifying viewpoint of what the atom looks like, and things are moving around each other. Whereas more to the realization or understanding that has been present for Taoists for thousands of years, everything is a whole. There is no I have to go to a certain point to arrive to a result, whereas that's a Newtonian physics perspective, as opposed to quantum physics, which is understanding that everything is as one, and the energy is pulsating. So that means it's within this, what they call the matrix, or what we are calling the field, which is the field of change, which is this, oh my goodness, you've seen the light. You get that moment where, guess what? You're going to the field. And if I go to the field, it's the field of dreams. No, isn't that from the 90s, I think? Or maybe the 80s. I'm not sure. Kevin Costner, that was a really cool movie. But there's a lot of interesting aspects of that where people would speak on that movie when it was being made, of the spirits and energies that were coming into the actual set. And people were like, oh my goodness, it's freaking me out, because, there's the general understanding, this matrix, this field, what we call Tao, what we call Wu Ji as Taoists. And so the quantum physics model is everything is interconnected. There is no separation. And if you do this happens. There is no distance. It's instantaneous. So it's, excuse me, I shouldn't even say that. It's like this, or it's this, it's this. So there is no like this, and then there's an effect. It's straight away. Yeah. And so looking at it from that perspective and understanding, this is the biggest perplexing part that as a human being, you get all twisted about, which is understanding, I want to manifest, I want to create, I want to become a healer, I want to cast magic, whatever it is that you want to do. And magic in of itself is just the inner workings of, by design, within your imagination. And once you have complete access to understanding that you are the field, you are the universe, that it is inside you on a subatomic level, and this is something that's come to the realization within the quantum physics model, is the reference to hologram, right? So the hologram is like, if you take a hologram of an image and you cut it up, the hologram itself, whatever that image is, let's just say it's you could create any hologram of anything. There's an orange, and so the hologram is the orange, and if you cut up the little pieces of this hologram, this is the easiest way for me to speed fastly to the end result, which is the answer to what I'm leading towards, which is, you cut up this hologram, every minute piece, no matter how small it is, even though you see the image of the hologram, will replicate the orange, but in smaller forms. No matter how big or how small, how many pieces you cut this into, you at any point you could take that little piece that's about the size of a piece of dust, a proton, and you could look at it on a magnifying glass and you would see the whole orange. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
That type of analogy, right? And fundamentally, this is what, in essence, is the Tao, is the Wu Ji, is the quantum. And so the biggest hurdle that most people have is their identity, and everyone talks about it. So, the really fancy stuff for a lot of these create reality type of guys. There's a lot of them, right? Oh, wow. Thank you, Vanity. I really appreciate that. That's some crazy ass energy right there. Anyway, whew. It wasn't by choice. I understand that. Her choice of leaving was not a choice, but she put it in the hands of God to determine her fate within this mortal realm, which really isn't mortal, but these are her words, not mine. Beautiful. So, understanding that, this is, we're in it.
Yeah.
Newsflash, mic drop. We are in the field. No, excuse me. This is a separation. Just me saying that. You are the field. Mm-hmm. You are the field. You create your reality right now. There's no starting or end point. It happens instantly. Now.
It's like, I was going to say, it's kind of like an email system. Like you have an email account and then you send out, okay, hey, so-and-so, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Psh, instantly, they get that email. Doesn't matter where they are. Doesn't matter whether their computer's on. Doesn't matter whether their phone's on or they're tapped in. Mm-hmm. Everyone's in it. You're just in it.
Right. Well, it's you're in it, or let's just say you are it. Your thoughts become your reality instantly. There is no delay. It's instantaneous, as is, you just imagine a cell phone. They use the cell phone analogy. You make the phone call and you connect with someone else's frequency. It's the same thing, only you are the frequency, you are the energy, you are the vibration. So there's no delay or need to connect with anything. You're already connected. It happens instantaneously. You're the master, keeper, creator of your reality. And what happens is you think it and it becomes real. Whoa, Sifu, what did you just say? You think it and it becomes real. Absolutely. Take this at face value, and this is where profound things take place. Excuse me. The understanding that if you are the universe and you accept that as so, Taoist model, accept and allow everything, then as you think it becomes real. So from the holographic model, understanding we're cutting all these pieces up, everything is interconnected, it is as one. Doesn't matter if you see it under the microscope and the size of a proton or the size of the sun, it's all the same. We are one. Mm-hmm. So at any second of use your imagination as the manifester and time machine that is the co-creator of your reality. Your imagination that is set in this shelf that we call the mind, that's in the brain or isn't really in the brain, because we can't really define it. No one can really define consciousness or mindset per se. They are claiming that it comes from your brain, but it's actually everything. Now it's like, overload. That's a lot. It's a lot, and it seems confusing, but it is not. Let's return back to the simplicity of all is one, one is all. So hologram model doesn't matter whether you turn it into a proton or the size of the sun, it's the same thing. It will be 100% replicated to that same thing. It doesn't matter. And so when someone says, I want to go to the field, they're separating themselves. I want to go to the universe, they're separating themselves. I'm going to be absent of myself, and I want to get there. Again, there is this gap. The understanding of this whole identity shift and realizing that you are the universe, and the simplicity of it is you are the Tao, you are the quantum. That means that you are now able to activate and change. So if everything is wave, right? Wave and right, everything is wave. your creator in here in your mind is that if you think it, it becomes reality. That's it. There's nothing more to it. That's it. End of story, mic drop. Think it and it becomes reality. Oh, that's too much, Sifu. I can't do that. That's impossible. There's no way I can just think it and it will manifest into my reality. The only delay is your belief system.
Mm-hmm. Your limitation.
Right. The limitations that you've created through the sum of your life experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So, you are the field. The field is you, you are the field. There is no separation. All is one, one is all. That means all you need to do here, it's done. Now that progression to that realization may take a minute, depending upon your own level of consciousness. It may take a minute. It could take no minutes, no seconds, no time at all. It's accepting that. And that shift of change, which we refer to and have before, is entering that fourth dimension. No time or space. Awareness, fifth dimension, manifestation, creating whatever it is instantly.
Do you think that's why kids are so, like, they love, like, pretend play and stuff? It's so easy for them, like, oh, let's have a tea party, or let's pretend we're dragons and fly. Like, they're in that state all the time.
Well, they're in that state. They're present, the present moment of the field. So whatever is in their mind becomes their reality, and they're taught to disbelieve that. And of course, that's the biggest misconception, is through their environment, where we've spoken on, epigenetic model, your thoughts change your reality, you're a product of your environment. You can switch on and off your gene expression with your thoughts alone. That, oh, Johnny, you're imagining dragons aren't real. Flying fairies aren't real. I'm sorry, but, the truth is that energy has its own frequency and vibration, and it's very tangible. There's no exception to the rule. And even though yet I have not seen a dragon or a fairy, I believe and know it to be true.
Mm-hmm.
And I've experienced the energy, frequency, and vibration of a dragon and a fairy. And at some point in my realization of this reality, I leave it open to experience.
People always ask us, like, oh, is an abominable snowman real? Is Bigfoot real? Is, these kind of trolls real? These, like, mythical creatures, either Hollywood's created or, people create. Are aliens real? And it's like, the answer is always yes.
Yeah. And so, this is the thing. Identity shift, going from first person, third person, and no person, which in of itself seems almost impossible for most people, but it starts within the mind.
Mm-hmm.
The mind is the creator of your reality. Well, ultimately, your heart will be the maestro and send the message to create the image. But in reality, it's that simple. So how do we create an identity shift that will be reflectant of that? How do we create this realization and manifest? So if you are the field, this present moment is it's go time. Right here, right now. Put it out there.
Yeah.
Put it out there. Everyone's had that moment of awareness where they've had their put it out there moment. The only difference is that heightened sense of awareness, that supercharge that's created, that you go, light bulb, that the misconception is you can replicate that anytime, anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the biggest misconception. That once you feel it, it's yours. Once you feel it, it's real. Once you feel it, the door opens to your wildest imagination, and you're only limited by that, your imagination. That's it. Always refer to the visualizer. The most powerful sensory perception that's necessary for you to create change is your imagination. You know? So, this fancy word right now, identity shift. Remove yourself from the equation and then create your reality. Well, we talked about this many times, and the fastest way to do that, if this is the field, which it is, I attest to it as being true. Manifest to shift to change instantly. Everything alters instantly before your very eyes. It's being absent of identity, which seems to be the biggest hurdle that everyone has. But that's why the simplicity of feeling it makes it real. That takes this incoherence of your mind out of the equation. When you feel it, it becomes your reality. When you feel it, that's your Death Star moment to take the shot, to unleash the incantation, the thought form, your imagination, whatever it is that you want to create, and let it meet equal to or greater than frequency, energy, and vibration within the field that is you. So really, it's like the second, understanding this model, the second you imagine it, it becomes your reality. Oh, see, that sounds ridiculous. There's no way. That can't happen. Test run it. All I suggest for you to come to this realization is do a test run, and you will be blown away. And so the simplicity of that is always we start with the parking ferry, because it's so easy to wrap your mind around that, because it comes back to the model that we talk about, which is no emotional content.
Yeah.
That's the disruptor. Remember, the emotional content is the disruptor to the frequency and the coherence that's necessary to connect to the field. Or you are the field. Or recognizing that you are the field, so your thoughts become your reality. That is the solidifier, by being absent of the emotional content. And so emotional content spectrum is lower frequency would be anger, fear, anxiety. Higher frequency, which is keeping you directly in line with the field, would be peace, gratitude, harmony, being content. And so how easy does that happen? Well, it comes down to the feeling. Mm-hmm. You have a thought, you have an emotion, and then it evokes the feeling. And so that emotional spectrum, this is a misconception. When we say absent of emotion, we are talking about the lower vibrational disruptive emotions. And everything has an energy, frequency, vibration. So you will come to that realization that sequence is necessary. And so when it comes to the category of emotion, we talk about emotion versus virtue, and the virtue is the higher frequency. Okay? And so everyone has had that moment of gratitude. Give someone $5 and see what they do. Oh, thank you so much. That's it. Look at someone who you find valuable, your mother, your girlfriend, your child, and that love is the frequency we're talking about. Mm-hmm. That's it. And so when you compartmentalize it and you ask someone, yeah, You come from a place of love, come from a place of gratitude. It's almost impossible because they're identifying with the experience. And this separation is so conflicting for them. And it's really very easy. So the feeling component is what takes all the guessing work out of it, all the introspective, analytical separation, which comes from your brain, period, is sort of designed that way. And to create that coherence, you sync it with the heart. That's why it makes it really easy. You use the heart to sync the brain, which gives you the field. And so let's just dumb it down to this. You just got to feel it.
Just got to feel it.
Right? And so some people have created things using ancient tools to create an experience, something they might call the 126 experience, that has taken all the guesswork out of it. A visual, audible experience creating a kinesthetic response, which is immediate. That supercharge is immediate to your validation that you are there. And so by using that, all you need is the feeling. That's it. I am the field. I am the field. I am the field. And then think it, and it will become your reality. Or if you're having hurdles with identifying, separating or dissolving of yourself, that's why the body is such an incredible tool. Neurology is such an incredible tool. The chemistry that's created within this neurology, within this ancient tool that you possess as a physical body, that feeling is instantaneous. It creates the theta alpha frequency within the brain, gamma, blammo. And so the way 126 does exactly that. The second you feel it, the physiological response, complete calming, feeling as though you've been in the Bahamas for 5 days, drinking pina coladas, getting a full body massage. That's it.
Yep.
That's all it takes.
It's autopilot.
It is all autopilot. You don't have to be struggling with the idea, I need to separate myself. There's no identity, third person, first person, 87th person. No. This is why let's take advantage of this human being experience using the body as a tool. And that feeling is that register that validates that it's real. Mm-hmm. And then, poof, think it, and it becomes your reality. That's all it takes to match it within, or you are the field. We keep reminding ourselves, we are the field. We're not going to the field. We're not imagining touching the field. We're not going to get into the field. We are the field.
It's like that. It's like breathing. Like everyone breathes all day long. You don't think about it. You're not sitting there going, did I take a breath? When's the last time I had a breath? I took one 3 seconds ago. I need another breath. Do I need a breath? I mean, You're not sitting there like thinking about that. You're just, your body is doing it. It's breathing. It's pumping blood. It's doing all the things necessary for you to operate your body.
Right.
And the field is the exact same thing.
Right. Which is you. Mm-hmm. So right now, as we speak, I am the field. So what that means is everywhere I move my eyes, I am shifting from wave to particle, creating matter. That's part of the holographic concept, understanding that's reflectant of the quantum. So it's all wave, all of it. And so it's like, get out of here. What are you talking about, Sifu? I could see your arms. I can see the table. I could see the cell phone, the shirt. This is not wave. This is solid matter. This is tangible. It's all energy. If you measure it, it's all energy. Understanding it is the power that you have inside you. That's why the neurology is so powerful. You must understand your neurology is the key to your manifestating. Your neurology is the key to you realizing the energy at a subatomic level, right? So when we defy the basic understanding of physics and neurology, because the old physics model is Newtonian, the old physiological model of neurology is that we should not be able to feel our third eye. We should not be able to feel our big toe. We should not be able to feel the auric field around us, and that's a fallacy. And why is that? Okay, you have over 50 trillion, whoa, 50 trillion cells in your physical body. Each one of them are little batteries. Each one of them have a millivolt charge of 0.07. And collectively, you have a plutonium bomb. And so the fact that we have this incredible high-tech ancient tool, which is called the physical body, this is how people can come to understand how you're able to feel organs in your body that necessarily would not be registered within the neurology, because the standard physicist or neuroscientist would say it's not innovated that way. So if it's not sympathetically innovated, then you are unable to feel it. Dude, if you've got 50 trillion cells in your body, and each one of them a battery, and they have a millivolt charge of 0.7, and collectively you have the powder keg charge of a freaking bomb. That means that when you learn how to move this chi, this energy, life force that we talk about, that we teach people about, then of course you're going to feel anything and everything. And guess what? Where the energy goes, no, someone goes, excuse me, Sifu, it's not that. It's wherever your thoughts go, the energy flows. Yep. So that means that interconnection would also then lie back on the quantum model of understanding that it's instant. Mm-hmm. It's present. Whatever's present is happening right now, and you're altering it. There's that level. It's just a level of consciousness, guys. It's an understanding. That's it. It's like the simplicity of it is, I'm handing you the keys to the city, the meaning of life. I'm giving you the meaning of life right now. That's it. That's what you're looking for. Here's the answer. Now. Yeah.
It's like being in like a pitch black room and you just like turn the lights on. Whatever was in the room was in the room. Now you just see it.
Oh, what a brilliant analogy, Jade. That's it.
Yeah.
Present moment. Present moment. You do not have to go looking for anything else. Mm-hmm. You are there. You are it. It is now. Cast that magic. Cast that manifestation. Create that healing. And it all comes from the mind. That synergy is the supercharge. The synergy is the supercharge. That's the ignition. That's the indicator. That's the validator that your time is now. Make it happen. Make it be so. Realize it from your mind into your reality as you are the field. You are the change. Ooh. Well, I mean, the reason it resonates with people, you get that electric charge, is that understanding that it's that simple. Mm-hmm. And that's what intuitively gets people all fired up, is Sifu's right. I am the change. I am the field. It is happening right now. And so how do I explain it in a way that over all these years, when I'm present and I am witnessing a healing, a manifestation, magic, whatever it is. It's literally like the transformation real time of whether it's a physical alteration within the field, or a rollout of a manifestation that can be instantaneous, stopping something instantly from a distance or in front of you through your thoughts alone, or perhaps, creating an infrastructure of some type of a magic construct that ripples out and rolls out over a period of sequences that creates that reality. It's in those three stages, those three options, and I've bared witness to it over and over and over and over and over and over again. The simplicity of it is now. That's it.
And people do this unknowingly all the time.
Right. That's their glimpse.
It's like, someone gets on social media and goes, hey, my mom just had surgery. She's really sick. Please pray for her.
Mm-hmm.
And you have all these people, I'm praying for her. I'm sending her well wishes. I'm sending her my support and my love. And it's like, they're on the other side of the world. They've never even met this person before, but it's like that idea,
mm-hmm.
it resonates with people. It connects with people, and they feel it. They whether it's consciously or unconsciously, send that out, send that vibration. Oh, I'm sending you my well wishes, my prayers. You're in my thoughts. You're in my heart. That's powerful right there.
And that's that reference back to a decoding of the DNA sequence of a human being that came from a specific physicist. And when they correlated it within the periodic table of the reference of the periodic table and basically the alphabet or equivalent to, I think they used some ancient text. In any case, it was a text paralleling it with the periodic table, deciphering the DNA code within a strand of code, and coming to the conclusion that it spelt out specific words. Now that was the part where we're in a twist of defining what that might be from the perspective of different belief systems, quite frankly, because transform the word God into anything that you want to, Tao, God, Buddha, Allah, Jehovah. Yet, they validated this code with the words that were so all powerful, that are eternal, which is God's eternal within this body. That was deciphered, the code within the DNA, zeros and ones, transferred into an understanding that there were letters and numbers that are associated, and always have been. This sacred words, sacred geometry, sacred numbers, sacred symbols. These are all coding that we use in our own way to create a message from the spirit world to this present moment that helps guide us, and has for thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know who put that in there. I'm not even concerned. And I'm not also referencing it as one size fits all, in some sense of the word, perhaps. But you can feel words, you can feel letters, you can feel numbers. They resonate through your very essence because they're inside you on a DNA level.
Mm-hmm. We always ask people, like, what's your favorite number?
Oh, yeah.
Or like, I always resonate with this word, this particular word, whatever it may be.
Right.
And it's like they feel that connection.
Right. And what's the fastest way to rev that up, to get that supercharge? Prayer.
Mm-hmm.
You either think it or you say it. It's audible or inaudible. It has the same effect as you are the field. So the second it is generated in your mouth, in your mind, it creates the rippling effects that shift wave into matter instantaneously, instantly. And so on a much deeper level, understanding the neurology, the physical body is like a hollow flute. Use this analogy, use this imaginational construct, giving yourself an idea, a visual idea of how profound this is. So the human body is a flute, and you generate sound, right? And sound is so powerful. Sound is a messenger to imprint and create a vibration and a frequency and energy, just like everything else. And so that sound reverberates from your lungs up through your vocal cords, and this is where the magic source takes place. And from a very deep neurological understanding, you're imprinting all these sounds, and they're coming out of your physical body, altering everything in the field, affecting change instantaneously, as you are the field. Big brain on Brad. This is crazy stuff, guys. And
I was gonna say, is it funny sometimes too when you hear someone talk and they might talk in a certain voice, but when they sing in a totally different tone or level. It could be really, really high. Like a man having a really falsetto or really, you know what I mean? And you're like, well, if I wasn't looking at it, I wouldn't even realize that's the same person. But it's like that singing, that vibration. Oh.
Right. And this is why human beings gravitate to sound and music, because as the old expression says, it sings to me. Mm-hmm. It sings to me. It plays to me. I can feel it. What a coincidence that you would use these expressions to define your experience. Yeah. And it's right here, right now. You can see everyone is in the field. They're just absent of that realization. That's the separator. That's something that we've lost over the centuries, that we've separated this connection that is always here. And all it takes is for you to accept it. Like we talk about, first point of healing, first point of manifestation, first point of magic is being accountable for your behavior. Then it becomes your reality. And it's just like anything. So just imagine you're nothing more than the generator of your wildest imaginations. What does that mean? It means that you are in the field. You are the field. So whatever you think, whatever you say, manifests into reality. And that would be reflected on the simple law of attractions model, understanding that like attracts like. It doesn't get any more easier than that. That's the simplicity of it. And you see that instantaneously. Get in a bad mood, start your day, and all day long you will end your day with, I had a really bad day. I cannot understand. It sucked to be me. Mm-hmm. You're the creator of that. We always talk about you are the producer, the director, the scriptwriter, the star of your movie. You create it. And so understanding the model of you are the field, that's it. So the second that you speak something, the second you create something in your mind, it manifests into your reality as it's altering the field, altering wave to particle to matter, matter to particle. It's that simple. Now that, on a magnitude of simplicity, would make things pretty powerful for most people that come to that realization, which at this point from my journey in this lifetime, very few accept it at face value. That's why we always talk about accept it at face value. Have a mind like a child. Childlike in your nature. This is where all the gurus, all the wise guys, all the people that have generations, thousands of people, millions of people before us have come to this realization. That's all it takes. Mm-hmm. And so why do you want to be like a child? Let me see, be like a child, have a mind like a child, because then you are operating in a brainwave that is alpha, theta, gamma, magic secret source, highly conscious, highly aware, but creative in your nature. Your ability to transform is instantaneous, and by using this state, this brainwave state, you're able to manifest your reality as you are the field instantaneously. If your thoughts become your reality, that's that simple. No end, no beginning. Boom.
Yeah. You remove your limitations.
Right. And that feeling, that kinesthetic charge, the feeling we talk about, kinesthetic charge, it's the feeling. The feeling is simplistic. The feeling creates the regulation, the synchronicity of the brain and the heart at 0.1 hertz, which then connects with the earth, which is 0.1 hertz. That means you're connected with the universe. Ooh. And that's the charge. So if you want to cut all the BS out, you just want to get right to the brass tacks, which is right here, right now. Say it and it is so. Think it and it is so. Realize it and it is so. Right here, right now. And so identity shifting is interesting in concept, but because you're a human being, it's mind twisting in of itself. I think it's an interesting new perspective of something that we call within Taoism, which is a soul projection, and understanding how, or more simply, what we call soul retrieval. And it becomes very complex and unnecessary for you to achieve your goals in this lifetime, in this reality, right here, right now. We've made it very simple. The supercharged feeling within the Way 126 experience makes it instantaneously synchronizing the heart with the brain, creating the alpha, theta brainwaves, gamma brainwaves, and you are there. You are now presently aware the field change. That's all. All we're doing is tapping on your shoulder going, you're here. You're here. The feeling is the validator. That's why we talk about the human body, the neurology of the human body, understanding that neurology is reflectant of your experience and the register that this is real to you. That's it. The only truth is your truth. That's the only truth. The most important truth is your truth, and what you believe is the only thing you need to be concerned about. Mm-hmm. And so the neurology is the information energy highways that amplify your experience to register that you know you're the field. And also leaning on energy in of itself, knowing that there's nothing you cannot feel or experience. Because when people say, "Oh, I'm experiencing this out of body experience," you need the neurology, guys. This is what's this is your simulator. This is your virtual reality simulator. Is your physical body, this ancient high-tech tool that still we do not have a true understanding of from the perspective of a human being within 2023 using the quantum physics model. It's still very limited. As a Taoist in 2023, let me tell you, it is unlimited. It is abundant, timeless, endless, limitless, infinite, the truth to everything, end all or be all. I don't need to look any further. I know I am the field. I am my realized manifestation of anything and everything that goes through my mind turns into my reality. Booyah! Just saying.
No, I mean, and I think that's a lot of the struggle people have is just taking it on that face value and being able to truly apply it. The concept is there, and they might understand the concept. Now the application is another story.
Right. And we take the guessing work out of it, because if you're thinking about it, you are in your head. What, Sifu? What did you say? If you are thinking about it, let me repeat myself. If you are thinking about the process, you are separated immediately. When you are selfless, and everyone has had that moment of a selfless act of kindness. Ever heard that expression before? Ever implemented that? People either call it you are acting in virtue or you are virtue signaling. The simplicity of selflessness in of itself is being. When you're selfless, you're not thinking about it. You just do it. That means you don't have to struggle with what you are going to get out of the experience. It happens. Someone in need, the old expression, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Your connection to this field makes you individual, singular in your individual contribution and singular in your collective contribution. What? That means that all is one, one is all. If you accept whole always, you manifest anything you want. You can heal anything you want. You can create anything you want. And so that selfless nature, tap into it. Realize it, recognize it from a behavior that you have had before, where you see someone in need, you just help them. It's part of your connection to humanity, your understanding of that fundamental realization of how powerful human beings are. There has never been another being on the face of planet Earth or in this universe that we are aware of that has the ability to think, to be connected with their consciousness, to shift and change things. This is a miracle, guys. Something that you've taken for granted.
And most of the time when you're in that space and you just do it selflessly, if someone were to ask you 2 minutes later, why'd you do that? Most of the time you go, I don't know. I wasn't thinking.
Right.
It was
Blammo.
It was just the right thing to do, or it was just it needed to be done, or it was, that's just what you do.
That was you.
You know what I mean?
That was you in the field.
Exactly.
Amen. Jade. That was you in the field. I mean, listen to it. Listen to what she was saying. Hear it resonate, guys. I don't know. I just did it. It was the right thing to do. Now, if someone says the right thing to do, they would be more leaning along more the idea that they have some moral compass. That's not how you resonate with the frequency of the earth. When you're doing this selfless act, you are connected. You are coherent. Your brain, your heart, you're connected to the earth. That frequency of 0.1 hertz is present, and you are the collective. You are the field.
And you're not thinking about it?
No. And so what happens is that person in need, oh yeah, that's supercharged right now. That aha moment that we're all having, that awareness, that supercharge of realizing that what just came out of my mouth was truth. And understanding that it's as simple as that. When you're selfless, when you are not thinking, you are at one with the universe. You are one. One is all. You are the field. The field is you. You are the field. The field is you. And that's when you create change. And so it's kind of like, okay, well, I gotta set myself up. What do I need to do? I need to be this. I'm not the field. I am the field. I'm not an identity. I have an identity. I need to be first, and third person, 87th person. How am I going to get this all together? What am I going to do? That's why we've taken the thinking out of it by using the neurology of this body that is given to you by the Tao, that is so powerful and so all-knowing, and this incredible tuning fork, which is your physical body, which is your heart, that syncs you with the universe and the earth. When you feel it, you are there. When you feel it, you create. When you feel it, you manifest. Anything and everything in your mind turns into your reality. That's it. Booyah. And so that refers back to what Jade just said about, I don't know why, I just did it, because that's when you're in the field. You are tuning and moving to everything and everything, anything and everything around you, in you, through you, out of you, because everything is energy, frequency, vibration. That's the magic.
Yeah.
And that's the all-knowing. That's the consciousness. Right from the Jade Emperor is very clear. One of our teachers, when you accept you know nothing, you know everything. And when I say that, most people will go, you can see their brains go. And you're like, I don't understand how you don't know what that means. They're like, really? That sounds like a double negative in my books. It's not working for me. Do not compute. Computer says no. It's like being absent. Listen to what I'm saying. When you accept you know nothing, you will know everything. This always is reflectant of the absence of identity. And so take childlike. So you're childlike in your mindset, activating the coherence, the brain waves that give you the aha moment to manifest. And that's why don't get in your head. If it's a struggle or a hurdle for you to get over imagination, you get your list in front of you. You use the feeling, the supercharge from the 126 experience. And then whatever you see, you speak it. As we've talked about how linguistics, numerology, it's integrated into your DNA. You are speaking to yourself in anything and every language. It is crafting and shifting and changing everything, because that is part of who you are to the core, is the linguistics, the numerology, the symbols. It's all integrated into your system, into this system, into the field. So if you speak it or you think it, it is. It's that simple. Mm-hmm. So identity shifting is always nice if you're, like 99% of human beings struggling with being absent of their identity, because it sounds like some sort of like lofty concept that some super spiritual guru would give you as a fleeting moment as they pass by you, going, no identity, my friend, and you will be one with everything. And everyone's brain just gets twisted and turned and melted into 1,000 different pieces and then separated, because you have learnt to live with what's in the mirror.
Right.
And to separate yourself from that seems like an impossibility. And I am only talking from the experiences that people bring to me in their realization, or what they've defined as obstacles that they've created that make it, in their perspective of their perception of their reality, an impossibility. So let's make it real simple. This is why the 126 experience is so powerful, because we use the neurology of your body, which really, when you start getting into the ancient synchronicities and understanding that within Taoism we link the upper dantian with the middle dantian and the lower dantian, creating the frequency, that synchronicity that's necessary to manifest, to create healing, to create magic instantaneously, using thoughts, emotions, and feelings. They're all interconnected. And so when you feel it, the feeling comes from the visual and audible experience, which works on your neurology. So the sound is what helps amplify your emotion, which then evokes the feeling. It's that simple. And so we take the guesswork out, you do it, and then you create. And the more you do it, the more information energy highways, the synapses you create in your brain, which is basically a replicator of that experience. And so every time you do it, it gets stronger. And every time you do it, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Your neurology speaks to you, so you can even think it, and you're already experiencing it. This is something that has been a phenomena that has been created, but understanding the neurological network within the human body, it's very simple. And you use the mirror neurons that are within your brain to replicate this, and that's why you can sync an experience that you're having in your own body to somebody else instantaneously. As we are all one, we are the field, and you will register it with your neurology and the other person's neurology. So it's like the idea that your imagination is the same. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what you think and what you experience. It's that simple.
Where your thoughts go,
the energy flows. Yeah. And so we will reiterate it. We need to go over and over and over it, because this is the biggest failing point to realizing a manifestation, realizing a healing, realizing the construction of magic, is the inability to just be. And that is, and I'll remind everyone, because remember, we are the field. That means everything is instant. Everything is instantaneous within the quantum model, which is a validator of your very experience right here, right now. Think it and it's done. Imagine that. You don't even have to have a conversation. It doesn't need to be a spoken word, even though your thoughts, your words, numbers, symbols are all integrated into your DNA, which makes it so resonates with you when you read something, when you hear something. The feeling is infused into and encapsulated with that experience and registered through your neurology. That's why this gift of the human body is so powerful, and it's necessary for you to navigate through your experience. To be absent of feeling is an interesting concept, but in reality, no matter what level of consciousness that you get to, and I've been to many, in excess of the 9 dimensions, 18, 27, these are all levels of leveling up of your consciousness. The way that you're perceiving the experience in this heightened level, still, this is the register, this is the simulator that is necessary for you to do this. So when someone says, I'm just absent of my body, you're still experiencing a simulation that is real. It's tangible. It's visible, like you see this room, like I see Jade, like I see myself. That's how tangible it is being constructed within this experience that is so vivid, it's so energized, you can reach out and touch it. You still need the simulator.
Yeah.
So don't get twisted on that. And so identity shifting, interesting in concept, but let's make it real simple, because as a human being, you're introspective, analytical, cynical in your nature, fight or flight, primal instinct of survival. How do we do this? We do this by getting you to feel it. The feeling is the validator, the kinesthetic charge, the feeling experience, using neurology to ramp it up. You know you're in sequence. You know the second you feel it, that sedated feeling of complete relaxation from head to toe is the green light for you to cast your manifestation, cast your magic, cast your healing, because you are the field. That doesn't change, just so you don't get twisted. However you're perceiving your reality, always know this. You're there already. No separation. That's it. You're there. It's just how you want to craft your lens so that you can optimize your reality, optimize your experience to transform it any way you want. Wherever your mind goes, the energy flows. Wherever your eyes go, the energy flows. You are changing wave to particle, wave to matter, matter to particle to wave to, it's all the same. But wherever your mind goes, wherever your thoughts go, wherever your eyes go, whatever you speak, it's changing everything instantly within the field and constructing it. We've referenced this whole thing where they took a bunch of protons, which are seemingly impossible to see, little flecks of basically matter, and this particular physicist put a strand of DNA within this sort of like container or vacuum, and what was identified and realized was the protons shaped to the form of the DNA. When the DNA was removed, the protons maintained the form of the DNA. You can't understand how profound that is, meaning that your DNA, the presence of your physical body, alters anything and everything around you. And so when you have the power of your imagination, the power of your mind, the power to navigate with your heart, with your brain, to use your neurology to ramp up and isolate that energy by using the mini energy centers of your cells, the 0.07 millivolts of energy per cell in the 50 trillion cells within your physical body, you are able to point that laser anywhere to create anything instantly. Because where your imagination goes, the energy flows. Where your words goes, the energy flows. Where your body goes, the energy flows. Where your DNA goes, the energy flows, shifting and changing everything instantly within the field.
Booyah.
Booyah. You seem very excited.
It's exciting to open people's consciousness and make them more aware and just realize that they have everything. I mean, that's always been our goal, and always the exciting part is whether, you know, one person gets this, 1,000 people get it, 1,000,000 people get it.
Mm-hmm.
That's always
Right.
exciting.
Right. So in essence, if you just review what we're talking about, is identity shifting is the realization you are the field. And how quickly do you want to obtain that access so that you can manifest and change and shift and create your reality is by the feeling. And so that's it. You are the creator of your reality. And from a DNA level, this is shifting and changing the field. You are the field. Your presence is shifting and changing. And your ability to alter that is instantaneous with your thoughts alone. It's that simple. And so the takeaway is, you want to manifest, you want to create, you want to heal, you want to do all these things. Present moment is the key. The gift is your offering. The present moment, the present, the gift, the gratitude. It's like a sequence. The gift is your offering. The offering is a gift. All you need to do is be in the present moment, encapsulated as it stands, and it's yours. That's it. Twist and turn on that, replay it, repeat it over and over again. The present moment is the moment of change instantaneously, as you are the field. There's nothing more, nothing less. And you evoke that with the supercharge. The supercharge just comes right now. My middle dantian is absolutely overflowing with a concentration of energy as it pours out into this space. Because that's the truth. And your heart will speak the truth. You will feel it. Feel the truth. It will resonate from you. This is not just an organ.
It's an amplifier.
Oh, that's what it is. And so to break it down, Jade and I have made it really clear. To manifest is being in the present moment. That gift, what does that evoke? A gift evokes gratitude. The gratitude instantly creates the frequency, which is 0.1. So let's make it really simple. Present moment, gift, gratitude, sequence, blammo. That's it. Simplicity. You are the field, present moment, right here, right now. Think it, and it becomes real. That's it. Beginning to end. Beginning to end. Beginning to end. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And you may take some time to process that. Yeah. But that feeling, which is triggered, can come from your own generation, or it can come from a practice, a method, a system like the one that we have created that will hand it to you and train your neurology so that you're dead on, dead point, on target every time, instantly. Because this neurology, this human body is your amplifier, your tuning fork to align yourself so your frequency is the field, which you are the field is you. Repeat it over and over and over again and over and over and over again and over and over and over again. So the identity part is null and void when you get the feeling. The feeling instantly evokes the synchronicity, 111. Brainwaves are activated. You're in the childlike state, the state of manifestation and creativity. This is what happens when those brainwaves are aligned, which is all the frequency that is the universe. Beginning to end. That's it. What do you think?
I think it's so simple and yet so powerful.
Right. Because that's what we do here. We make it simple.
Right.
We make it so simple that it's too simple that you walk away from this video going, there's no frickin' way. My head is twisted three ways from Sunday, because that's what happens when you're in your head. Understand this, guys. Your brain is separated for a reason. It compartmentalizes things because that's what the brain does. The heart does not. If you want to understand and get that sequence that is resonating with you, like Jade talked about, which is the selflessness, it comes from the heart. It's a whole. It's whole, which then refers back to what we call the singularity, which then refers back to what we call the oneness, that then refers back to the model of understanding. When you synchronize the heart for 0.1 hertz, it synchronizes the brain for 0.1 hertz, which is aligned with the earth at 0.1 hertz, which makes it whole. That's the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
And so when you're whole, everything is clear. I see clearly now. I can't remember the rest of that.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, even when you think about it just on like a very analytical, anecdotal perception, most of the time when someone says like, oh, I'm so lucky, or I had such a lucky day, you don't have a lucky day when you're angry, or when you're anxious, or when you're sad, or when you're depressed, or when you're in those emotions.
Incoherent.
Exactly. You have a lucky day when you're, oh, I'm just out for the day, having a good day, had a beach day, found $100, or, got a new job promotion, whatever.
What would you call that? The flow.
Exactly. You're in the flow. And naturally, I don't even think people realize or associate that, like, you're in the flow. The emotion and virtue you have being in the flow is gratitude, happiness, joy, appreciation, bliss, love, all.
And these are all already identified. These are words. Remember, the linguistics is integrated into our DNA. So these words resonate to the core of your very essence, which ripples down to the cellular model, understanding that energy center, all your cells in your body, generate energy. That energy, you use your mind and intention. Wherever your thoughts go, the energy flows.
Yeah.
Blammo. And so you encapsulate your thought form, your spoken word. You think it, you speak it, it's realized because you are the field. And right back to what Jade said, which is basically, I had a good day. That was because you were synchronized from the beginning. You were in that flow, and you stayed in that flow, and that flow just rippled out through your every action, every thought, every feeling. Mm-hmm. And that made it the most magical day. I had a good day. That's why. But guess what? We're letting you know right here, right now, that you can have that every second of every minute of every hour of your life and replicate it by mastering yourself, synchronizing yourself, creating the coherence, doing the ebb and flow, which is your connection with the earth, you and the universe, i.e., I am the field that makes the magic happen.
I feel it.
I feel it. And it always comes back to I feel it. Because this human body is all you need to jump over that hurdle. All you need to realize your wildest dreams and imagination can become realized instantly in the gift, the present, the gift, the present, the present, the gift. Do you see that? Do people understand what I'm saying? A gift is a present. Mm-hmm. A present is a gift. That, in essence, means this moment right now. And that instantly evokes gratitude, which synchronizes your heart, which instantly synchronizes your brain, which instantly synchronizes you with the earth, which instantly activates your realization that you are the field, and blamma bam. Mm-hmm. That's why the relevance and the understanding and the realization of that present is so critical in that sequence. And it happens that quickly. Like, it's not like, oh, let me work up to it. This is a progressive thing. No. Present moment is present moment. That's what it's all about. Which then also falls on that model of the collapsing of time and space. You are in that consciousness, that fourth dimensional consciousness, to collapse time and space, instantaneously manifesting your reality. Yeah. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
The simplicity.
All right, I think we went over a lot today. Mm-hmm. We went over a lot, the sequence of understanding how to be absent of your identity. Really, the key is the present. The present moment is your gift. Your gift evokes the gratitude. The gratitude synchronizes your heart. Your heart synchronizes your brain. You synchronize with the earth. Blammo. Whoa. This all happens, guys, within milliseconds, picoseconds. Understand this. This is like that's it. We're done. That's it. We're done. That's all. That's all you need. So thought, spoken or inaudible or audible, boom. Imagination, boom. Manifestation, healing, magic, anything you want. And that feeling is the validator. So that's the sequence. The validator is the feeling. That is that supercharge that you get when it's synchronized. And the way 126 gives you that Death Star moment, that opportunity, and we train you in it so that it becomes replicable on a daily basis, which you generate a skill, a mastery, so that you can be the master keeper creator of your reality instantaneously, because every time you do it, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And the neurology that you are born with, that's in this incredible gift of the human being, amplifies the experience, only reinforcing it every time you do it, getting it stronger and stronger so you can replicate it at will. That's the key.
Magical.
Magical, as is everything and anything within this experience. I'm so forever grateful. So on that note, did you have any other insight or overview you were thinking about?
I think it's just one of those things where it's like, this will start clicking. For anyone out there who feels like, oh, I just can't, this is
way too
just
much.
way too much.
Right.
My mind is just blown. Again, just like everything kind of has its practice in building the foundation, building the basics, layering it on top of each other, step by step by step by step, this will start to click, and you'll start having those, ooh, okay, I get that a little more. I get that a little more. Ooh, let me go back and watch that again. And it's like, you'll start to feel that, and don't feel discouraged or frustrated if it doesn't happen for you right away. Everyone has a unique experience and a different experience. And it's like, it will happen and you will feel it. And then you'll go, ooh, yes.
Right. Once again, I'm going to lean on what Jay just said. Intuitively, you will feel it.
You will feel it.
And that's just the basic register and the universal acknowledgement and understanding, using the physical body as the register, the indicator to validate your consciousness, to validate the truth to you as you know it right here, right now. And that's the green light for you to manifest instantly. You are the field. Instantly when you feel it. Doesn't get any easier than that. So that way, and the reference is really quite simple, you know. The brain is electric, the body is magnetic. I mean, the heart is magnetic. And so, you know, what do we say? You can feel it because it's what the body is for. It's your tuning fork. And so then it takes all the guesswork out of it. You don't get the old expression, I'm in my head, which the brain will separate. And the only time the brain is going to merge into a whole and create that gamma frequency is when this is synchronized. And so that feeling surges through. You synchronize the heart, the brain, the gut, blammo, instantaneous manifestation.
Yeah. And just the fact that you're here right now listening, you're already...
Oh, yeah.
You're already moving.
You're already there. You're already there. This is now permeated permeated you at a cellular level. Is integrating with your DNA. It's evoking everything that you already know, making it possible for you to do it right here, right now. Blammo, it's just a refresher. All we're doing is refreshing what you already know that's integrated into your DNA that has been there for thousands, hundreds of thousands of years. Booyah! It's always magical to see you, Jade. And you give such incredible light and insight and wholeness, not only to this podcast, but to my life. And I'm forever grateful for everything that you share with me. On that note, I would like to thank my co-host, High Priestess Jade. And I am your humble servant and Sifu, Taoist Master San Quinn. And without further ado, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you on the next one.